We're thinking we might totally rework.
I'm thinking something like this could be pretty costly. Complete window.
We brought tape.
3 feet, 4 feet?
This is what it looks like. It's kind of scary.
Or you say, fuck that.
It's not super center with the fireplace. I can walk you through the house. So this is the view when you walk in.
What you're getting here.
Ooh.
Really?
We have done everything that we can do up until this point. We have officially submitted the plans for permitting, which means we are pretty solid on the layout. We have landed on the overall layout of the house. If you've been keeping up, we've gone through a lot of different versions. Having a structure there that you can kind of do almost anything with, but not really, but also yes, is kind of overwhelming. But I'm feeling pretty good about it at this point. Like we can still change openings and arches and little things like that, cabinetry, and obviously like overall design choices like colors and whatnot. That can all be done and changed later. But the structure has been secured. It's been pretty finalized. I've been working with the greatest interior designer to help put my ideas into visuals, because otherwise like it is almost impossible to visualize what a space can look like off of the floor plans and just a drawing, especially like spatially, and just it's so hard to visualize all the details that go into a home. So having her has been a game changer. If you're renovating, if you're building, whatever, if you're just looking for some kind of mock-ups on a space, I'm gonna have all of her info down below. She's so good. The layouts have changed a million times, little details, big details over the last like month and a half since the last update. And now that we've submitted, I feel pretty good about showing you guys where we're at and where we've been. So basically, I'm going to walk you through the whole house in photos. Starting with the entryway, when you walk into the house, what you see, and just the overall main floor. So last you saw it, this was our favorite layout for the entry. Big arch opening, living room here, little entry bench with a mirror. I actually loved this. I wanted it really badly. And then this is what the view was when you walk into the house. Gray and white tiles, I loved all of this. I think it's beautiful. This living room was not my ideal layout. Like it's just not prime TV watching, and I love watching TV, so that was kind of important to me. I think this is stunning, but not practical. So with that, a lot of people said that that room, that first entry room, should be the dining space. A lot of people said living and kitchen should be together for future planning, for when you have kids and kids are running around. You want to watch them while you're cooking and just have everything in one space. That's very much like open concept vibes, which I like a closed open concept. I like everything having different spaces. I think that's really nice. I understand the logic and I understand why people preferred the dining room in this front space. So this is the front room as the dining room, which I think is beautiful. This is when we had the black and white, but that was changed. I think it's beautiful. It would be beautiful to walk into, beautiful to be in, but just so unpractical for my life, my future life. I just don't really see it getting used often. So that's that. I just felt like that was gonna be a full room that was never used. Like I just know formal dining room like that is just, it's used twice a year, maybe. And I just felt like it was gonna collect dust and it would be wasteful. And I just felt like that would be such a shame because it's a beautiful space with the bay window and all the beautiful light in the afternoon. So ultimately I decided to stick to that being the living room. But we did have to play around with the walls and making sure it actually worked for the space. Now moving into the finalized entry and living room, we ended up making the entry a little bit smaller to accommodate a wall here and then a little vestibule outside of the bathroom. It separates the space. I think it's perfect. So this is now the view when you walk into the house. To the right, you have the opening to the living room. Here's another angle. So instead of having a mirror here, there's a mirror right over here outside the bathroom. And then here's another view of the entry, the front door, and then the hall closet, which I think is so pretty. Another view, and then the actual living room. So the opening was like this entire wall, and we just kind of closed it in so that we could do a sectional, optimal TV watching experience. Like how perfect is that? The fireplace is actually gonna be a little smaller in real life, but you kind of get the vibe here. I think this is literally perfect. I'm in love with this. I stuck with my gut on my personal favorite layout for the kitchen. It was my original thought. I personally liked it because it wasn't the obvious move. Like the obvious move was to have the island parallel to, you know, the stove and everything. I have that now and I just wanted something different. I also happened to be in a store a few weeks ago and they had kitchen layouts and that was one. And I felt so validated walking through it and like loving the flow of how it felt. And it really confirmed to me that the layout that I really liked and that I had come up with actually worked. And it felt so good. Like everything was exactly where I had it, which is crazy. The stove was in the same place. The fridge was in the same place. Like it was perfect. The kitchen itself, love, obsessed. The back half of the space, I wasn't like sold on. Something about it, I just like felt unfinished. So we have some new options and I would love to know your thoughts. So this is my dream kitchen. I love it so much. We currently have the island as a waterfall island. I'm not sure if I'm gonna add the bar stools back or not, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Here's a view of the hallway. And then the parts that I'm unsure of, this whole long cabinetry. Like, yes, we love storage and I think that would be fantastic to have, but there's actually a lot of storage in this kitchen already with the pantry that's, you know, behind that door. Tons of cabinetry here. Anyways, I just felt like that was really not doing anything for us. I also just wasn't obsessed with this entire back area being just a table and like a long table, you know, like how often are we having 8 people over? Not very often. So let me show you what we've done. This is just a first draft of the possibilities that we have, but we now have dining and seating in this back area. This is not like, you know, prime TV watching at all. This is just like hanging out, you know, reading a book, watching the snow fall outside. I don't know, but it definitely adds a lot more to the space. So she put in this like beautiful built-in shelving. I think it's beautiful, obviously, but I think we're gonna do a couple more ideas for what to do on this wall just because I would like a little bit of storage. So I'll show some photos on the screen of what I'm thinking. We now have a 6-seater table, which I think is perfect. If by some chance I have a very large party, like a big dinner party, maybe I get a round table that extends. I just think this makes a lot of sense for where I'm at in life right now, for the space. Having that whole back area dedicated to dining when like, you know, it's a big table for a couple people, just didn't sit right. So this is feeling a lot better to me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. So that is the main floor. Those are the changes that you haven't seen yet. And then I have the rest of the house to show you, which is crazy. I'm like, do we start with the basement? Do we start with the top floor? Maybe the basement. The basement's gonna be pretty cool. It's actually like really cool. Like looking at it, I'm like, no way. Guys, are you kidding me? So you come down the stairs and this is the space. You walk in and there's another TV viewing experience. This is for like a fun vibe, like all the games down here. Like imagine playing Mario Kart on that TV. And then obviously you can see this glass wall, which is the gym. Freaking sick. It's sick. Here's another view from behind the couch of the stairs. This is all gonna be built-in storage that like pops out. Another view. And then the guest bedroom down in the basement. Super cozy, really comfy with these built-in closets and a TV on the wall. Like I think this is a dream guest bedroom. And then the bathroom and sauna. How stunning. I really wanted it to feel like a spa down here, which I think it's giving. She made a couple different versions so I could see with different tiles. This is gonna be absolutely my favorite place in the world in the winter. To go downstairs and have a sauna. Freaking literally the best. That is gonna be so much fun. With like cool color changing lights in there, you know? Now obviously the design details, like the tiles, the lighting, whatever, that can all be changed way down the line when we get into the building process. But having these visuals is so helpful because I'm like, wow, okay, I like it, I want it, done. It makes it really, really easy to make decisions. And I know there's gonna be a lot of them to make. And so having this is just insane. Now, last but not least, we have the top floor with the primary bedroom, the primary bathroom, the walk-in closet of my dreams, 2 bedrooms up there, a laundry room, another bathroom up there. It's pretty stunning. Right before finalizing the plans, we decided to go in for some skylights, which really just brings the space together. I could not visualize the upstairs for the life of me, and I'm so excited to show you guys. I can't even believe this is gonna be real. Like, it's sick. Okay, let me show you upstairs to the hallway and then into the primary bedroom. First off, up the stairs, here is the hallway to the primary bedroom. There are gonna be 3 skylights up here, better seen here. So there's this hallway, and then there's this hallway to the 2 different bedrooms, bathroom, and then laundry room. I'm in love, like beyond. In love and love. So we'll start off with the primary bedroom down here. Welcome to the primary bedroom. I think it's the perfect size. I think it's amazing, like truly amazing. Bed, dresser, TV, room for a chair over there, and a plant. Like it's got everything I'm looking for in a primary suite. Here is the view from like the front door, and then over here is the closet. We have an open arch at the moment. Another view of the bed, and another one, and there's gonna be a big window here, and then another view of the arch into the closet, which let me show you the closet. It's insane. So this is where you enter the closet and you have this long hallway. This is all closed storage. I love that she put this glass one here too, just to break it up a bit. There's a skylight here and here. And as you walk in, you can see this is the bathroom door. So this is turning the corner. Over here, is a little vanity. Are you kidding me? This has always been a dream of mine to have a nice makeup vanity. So I'm gonna have my go-to makeup in these drawers and I can get ready over here every day. It's insane. And then here's the other view. So this is like out here is the bedroom. Nice floor length mirror. It's everything. It is literally sick. And then through the door here, we have the primary bathroom. Let me just say, I obviously love marble. Again, these design details aren't like set in stone, pun intended, but I think this is so stunning. Like it feels like a hotel bathroom that I could get ready in every single day, which is beyond the dream. Big window here above the tub, big tub covered in stone. And then here is another view. That's the door. Obviously, double sink vanity. I really wanted that. Nice big shower. I mean, I just love it. Now, I will say, for those of you that want to know cost, we haven't even started the build. We've just gone to get permits, and the cost of this renovation has quite literally doubled from our original chat with the builder. Mostly due to a lot of these details, like the, nicer finishes, nicer materials, custom shit, it's doubled. So I think you always got to expect that when it comes to any kind of build. There's always going to be more. But I think we're at the capacity of how much more we can do. So we'll see what we end up doing. Like a lot of that could come down. It could go up. I think it'll be interesting to see at the end of the day how much more it is than we expected. But if we're going to do it, we're going to do it right. Whether I'm living in it or we're selling it, we're going to do it right. That's the primary suite. I love it so much. And then to the front of the house, we have, the 2 bedrooms and everything else. So let me take you down that hallway. I can't even believe I can take you down the hallway. Like that's so insane. So as of right now, this is the other bathroom on the floor. I think it's stunning, but I don't know if I'm gonna feel like it's excess marble by the time we actually get down to it. It might be too much marble. We'll see. But this is the structure of the room at the very least. So shower there, 1 sink, 1 toilet, And then the laundry room we have here. So we ended up doing a more like legit laundry room versus a laundry closet, washer dryer, and then we can have storage in here, linens. I was also thinking this will be like a later detail, but like having a pull-out drying rack would be sick. I can't imagine what more I could ever want from a laundry room. Lastly, we have the 2 bedrooms. There's a lot of different versions in this document that I have here. My interior designer put together a lot of different options. So the 2 rooms in the front are identical. They're the same size, same layout. Actually, that's not true. One of them is gonna have a barrel ceiling because of a big window in the front, which is not shown in these photos, but that'll be in real life and we'll see that later. But I asked her if she could show me one of them as a bedroom, just so I could see spatially how that would make sense. And then I wanted to see one as an office because one would be an office. So let me walk you through that. Here's what we're working with for a bedroom. It's a way better size than I expected it to be. I thought it was gonna feel a little tighter, but it's honestly perfect if you ask me. I think this is a double bed, maybe a queen bed, but it's a perfect bedroom. Like I think this is amazing. Here's the floor plans for that if you wanna see. And then she made the second room into an office. So she used my desk as the desk in the space, which makes sense. This is option 1 with the layout. I think it works great. Honestly, very classic. Like I think this works great. It's very simple. It makes sense. Here was her second option. Now for this option, she actually moved some doors around and put a double door in the front of the space. Look at that. When you walk up the stairs, I think that is genuinely stunning. Here's another view from the top of the stairs. And this is what the space looks like. So the desk's in the back. She said she put a little table here for my junk journaling, which is so nice. Here's another view from the desk POV. Here is another options. The doors open. I think you get the vibe. Obviously the second option, stunning with the double doors, at the top of the stairs. But I think at the end of the day, it made sense to keep both bedrooms the same, keep them as like basic and multi-purposeful as possible, just for, future, for, if it were to be sold. Having the double doors with the glass, it just made that room unable to be turned into, it could be a bedroom, but it's just not as simple as keeping them basic. And so decided ultimately to keep it basic, which I think is still gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be great. And that's kind of where we're at. So we're playing around a bit with the back of the main floor with the dining and the sitting area. Just that shelving wall and like some of the small design details, like what kind of couch, what coloring, rugs and things like that. But that is the whole house. Like that's what we got going on. Once the house is done, we're gonna have to figure out the backyard. And there's like so many elements to this build, to this renovation. It's gotten a lot bigger than we thought it was gonna be when we started. And we haven't really even started yet. There is a lot to come, but this is kind of where we're at for the foreseeable future because, you know, we are working our way into the winter season and, you know, typically you don't start a build during the winter when it's icy and cold and things are freezing and you really can't have, you know, a whole interior of a house exposed. We should hear about permits in the next couple weeks, I think. And then once that's approved, we are going ahead, I think in March was the plan. That's when demo will start and all the fun will begin. Like there's gonna be a lot of fun next year. But for the time being, this is kind of where we're at. We get to sit back, enjoy some winter, hibernate, and then get going on a crazy project in the new year, which is insane. Obviously, if there's any other updates before then, I will share them with you. But for the time being, this is what we got for today. I can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. I can't wait to discuss with you guys. It's gonna be so much fun and I can't wait to bring you guys along on the rest of this journey. I mean, it's just starting, so we got a long ways to go. So if you wanna see what's going on, make sure to subscribe, like this video, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys in the next vlog and then I will share another update on this in the new year, probably. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching and supporting. And I will see you in the next video you decide to watch, which hopefully is my next vlog. Okay, bye.